students, this is Abdelkader Ouda. Welcome to ES 1036 video series. In this video, we are going to talk about writing classes and creating objects. I will start by building a simple Java program to show you first why we need to create our own classes and objects and what are the benefits we gain by doing so. So let us take a look. Suppose we need to write a Java program that calculates and prints the dimension and the areas of the kitchen, the living room, and the bed in your house, and then prints the total area of all rooms. The program asks the user to enter a value of the length and width of each of these rooms and prints the result of the calculation on the computer screen. Alright, so how can we go to start by writing our program? So what we need to do, the program need to get the value, the length and the width for each of these rooms in order to determine the areas and print the dimension of the rooms and the area of each of these rooms, and then print the total of all of these areas. So first we need to determine how many variables we want to create and what type of these variables, and then these variables going to hold the data that we're going to accept from the user from the keyboard. So what we need to, the variables that we're going to create, we need to create for the kitchen, for example, we need kitchen length, and also we need kitchen width, and we need also, after we determine the area, we need to save this area in a new variable. We're going to call it kitchen area. We're going to repeat the same thing. This is for the kitchen. We're going to repeat the same thing for the living room, and the same thing again for the bedroom. Now, what are the type of these variables? I would suggest here to use double, as we're going to accept these values in feet. We may have some decimal points in our data, so double best fit here for the type of these variables. So let us go ahead and build our own Java program using the IDE. Okay, so I started writing my Java program by defining these 9 variables as the double data type, and I added here some comments to remind me later on the reason for creating these variables. In order to speed up the writing, I prepared some code in advance and just need to paste it here. And because we already know how to create scanner objects to read some numeric values from the user, so here we have the keyboard scanner object. Use next double to read double value and assign this value to the kitchen length. We did the same thing for the kitchen width, and I need to repeat the same process 2 more times, one for the living room and another one for the bedroom. So we have here another 2 sets of statements again to prompt the user for entering 2 double values, one for the length, one for the width, for a living room and for the bedroom. Now I have this value saved in my variables. I need to assign value for the areas for the kitchen, areas for the living room, and the areas for the bedroom by multiply the length and the width and assign the result to these variables. So I have this calculation and similarly I'm going to paste it here. You have this expression, kitchen length multiply kitchen width, and assign the result into the variable kitchen area, and we did the same thing for the other 2 rooms. Now I need to display print and display the results as per the question requirements. So again, I have some code and just paste it here again to speed up my writing. So we have here in this statement I used printf statements in order to have some nice formatting when I display the decimal data type. If you don't know what does printf do, please stop now and go back to last week videos and watch the last two videos because I describe how to use printf and all the options that can be used and all alternative for the specifier you can add it here. So my assumption that you already understand this statement. So I have here the kitchen length and kitchen width to be to substitute these two specifiers and print the dimension of the kitchen are number feet by other number feet. And then we display here the kitchen area, and we repeat the same thing for the other two rooms. And then lastly we print another message to show the total area for all the rooms areas. So we added here the three areas and display the result. Let us go ahead and run this application and then continue our discussion. So we have here based on our scanner, they prompt the user for the length for the kitchen. Let me write here for example 10.2 and for the width 9.8. For the living room let us say 18 by 12, and for the bedroom 12 by 9.8. Then when I hit enter here, the program should do the calculation and print the results. So it says here the dimension for the kitchen are 10.2 feet by 9.8 feet, and then the area of the kitchen is 99.96 square feet. And then we have the similar values for the other rooms, and then we have here the total for the total area for all rooms. Okay, so by doing so, you can see here we have somehow lengthy program compared with the program that we wrote so far in the previous weeks. And as you can see here, our program start to grow, and this is in fact it's still a small program comparing with the real world software applications. So let us consider these statistics. You can see here from this diagram, Chrome browser has about 6 million line of code. And you can see here Facebook has about 61 million line of code, and Mac OS about 85 million line of code. So imagine that you have all of these line of code within one class. If you go back to our application or our program, you see that we wrote all the statements within one class. So imagine that I'm going to write one of the real world applications. Let us say not necessarily to be millions. We can say we started by 100,000. So it's really impossible to manage your code that way or this approach. You cannot scale that way. You cannot write this huge amount of line of codes and statements and be able to maintain it in the right way. Java has its own approach to deal with this problem for scalability. So for this reason, we need to reorganize the codes in terms of creating object and classes. Java deals with this scalability issue by organize the code so that it encapsulates the methods, which are in our example here the that do the calculation and print the results, encapsulate the methods along with its related data, as we have here in our example, the length and the width for the kitchen, bedroom, and the living room. So Java organize the program in a way that it encapsulates the methods along with the data that related to these methods. This encapsulation form objects, and in order to create objects, we need to define classes. So it's all about kind of organization so that the application become scalable, easier to grow, and also easy to change. If we need to change a piece of code or a statement or some operations, it's so hard if we have all these million of code in one place. But when we organize it in this kind of objects, then it make changing of the statement easier, and also make it more readable. So we can say one of the benefit also to make it more readable or readable code. And we have many other important benefits. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to reorganize this code so that we're going to encapsulate these operations along with its data, and then also these operations along with their own data. And we're going to create 3 objects and going to learn how to define the class for that purpose. Okay, I will stop here and continue our discussion in the next video. Goodbye.